Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Hey there folks, you won't believe the latest twist they just dropped on General Hospital. I was sipping my morning coffee, scrolling through the updates like I do every day, and this one about Liesl stopped me cold. My heart actually skipped a beat. I've been following that show for more years than I care to admit, watching all the love, the lies, and the heartbreak in Port Charles. But this family secret they're teasing now, it feels bigger than most. They say Liesel's going to have some powerful flashbacks real soon, you know, those quiet moments where she remembers giving birth and maybe being told one of her babies didn't make it. Lord have mercy, the writers are really digging deep this time. The big question everybody's whispering about is this: did Madeline Reeves actually sell that little boy Cassius Faison? Think about it for a second. We all remember how Liesl showed up in Port Charles, still carrying a torch for that dangerous Cesar Faison. She loved her son so much she handed him over to her own sister Madeline just to keep him safe. She even went so far as to tell everybody Nathan West was really a Cassadine, son of Victor. She raised him the best she could from a distance, protecting him the only way she knew how. But now they're saying there was another baby, a twin brother named Cassius, and Liesl never breathed the word about him. Not once. That just doesn't add up for a mama, does it? It hits me right in the chest because it's so much like what poor Nina went through with her own twins. Remember that? Madeline looked her daughter straight in the eye and said both baby girls were gone, dead and buried, when all along she had sold them off like they were nothing more than old furniture. One ended up with Frank Benson and grew into Nell, the other with Harmony Miller and became Willow. Two sisters who never knew their real mom until the truth came crashing down years later. It tore that family apart and then slowly started stitching it back together. Now here we are again with Liesl's boys. Same mama, same sister, same kind of cruel secret. Makes you wonder if history really does repeat itself in Port Charles. I keep picturing Liesl in those flashbacks. Maybe she's lying there after the birth, exhausted and scared. And Madeline leans in and whispers that the second boy didn't survive. Liesl believes it because what else is a frightened new mother supposed to do? Then Madeline turns around and does something awful with little Cassius. Sold him, handed him off to strangers. The show hasn't said it outright yet, but the clues are piling up. And Britt, that tough, smart doctor who's a few years older than Nathan, she only found out about Cassius years after everyone thought he was gone. She got pulled into that whole Poppy group thing, and suddenly her baby brother had a twin she never knew existed. Can you imagine the shock? What gets me most is how Liesl still seems completely in the dark about any twin. A woman doesn't forget carrying two babies. She doesn't forget the pain, the joy, the fear. So either something was done to her memory, or Madeline played the cruelest trick of all. I tell you, these storylines make me shake my head and smile at the same time. They feel so real because I've seen families torn apart by secrets just like this in real life. Not the soap opera drama, mind you, but the quiet kind, the kind where one lie snowballs until nobody knows the truth anymore. I'm sitting here on the edge of my old recliner, coffee going cold, thinking about how much a mother's love can survive. Liesl gave up Nathan to protect him. If she finds out there was another son out there all this time, and that her own sister might have sold him, well, that's going to be one heck of a reunion, or one heck of a reckoning. Either way, I can't look away. The writers have been stirring this pot for weeks now, dropping little hints here and there, and it's working. My wife keeps asking me why I'm so quiet during the commercials. I just smile and say, darling, you wouldn't believe what they're about to do to Liesl. She laughs because she knows I'm hooked, and I am. These characters aren't just faces on a screen anymore. They feel like old neighbors with problems bigger than ours, but hearts just as tender. I sure hope when the flashbacks hit, they give us the full truth, not just another half answer. Port Charles has seen enough half-truths to last a lifetime. If Cassius really was sold, I want to see justice. I want to see Liesl get some peace after all these years of pain. And maybe, just maybe, those two brothers can finally sit down together and figure out what family really means. I've been turning this over in my mind all day. Those flashbacks, they're giving Liesl, what in the world is she going to remember? Will it be just fuzzy pictures of the birth, lying there tired and scared with two little babies? Or will it show something darker that happened right after? That's the part that really tugs at my heart. Britt's a good 10 or 12 years older than her brother, maybe even more. If Cassius had been snatched by his daddy Caesar when he was just a little fella, Britt would have remembered something, wouldn't she? A big sister doesn't forget a thing like that. Yet, she only found out about Cassius years later. It makes you scratch your head and wonder what really went on in that family. The whole thing probably scared Liesl half to death, and that's why she rushed to send Nathan to her sister Madeline's house, thinking it was the safest place. She wanted to keep him far away from Cesar Faison's dangerous world. But here's what doesn't sit right with me. Why on earth did she tell everyone Nathan was Victor Cassadine's son? That part still feels like a missing puzzle piece. The only thing that makes real sense to me is that Liesl had already talked it over with Madeline beforehand. She trusted her sister to help raise both twin boys together. Madeline knew the full story from the beginning. But then, just like she did years later with Nina's babies, Madeline went and did the unthinkable. She probably sold little Cassius off to somebody else and looked Liesl right in the eye and said the boy had died. Can you imagine the pain telling a mother her child is gone when he's really out there somewhere, growing up without knowing his real family? It's the same cruel pattern. With Nina, Madeline claimed both girls were dead and sold them, one to Frank Benson, one to Harmony Miller. Now with Liesl's boys, it looks like history repeating itself. She hands Nathan over to be raised safely, but the other twin disappears. No wonder Liesl never spoke about a second son. She truly believed he was gone forever. My heart aches just thinking about it. I keep wondering how a sister could do that to her own blood. Money, fear, some twisted idea of protection. Whatever it was, it cost Liesl one of her boys and left a hole in that family that's still there today. Britt finding out about Cassius much later must have felt like the ground opening up beneath her feet. All those lost years, all those what ifs, these flashbacks are going to hit hard. I can feel it. When Liesl starts remembering the truth, whether it's the birth, the lies, or the moment she was told her baby had died, it's going to open up old wounds and maybe finally bring some answers. I sure hope it leads to justice for those boys and some peace for Liesl after all she's been through. She's tough as nails, but even the strongest mama has her breaking point. Lord, these storylines on General Hospital get me every single time. They feel so real because families really do carry secrets like this. One lie leads to another, and before you know it, whole lives are built on sand. I'm glued to the screen waiting to see how it all unfolds. If Madeline really did sell Cassius the way she sold Nina's girls, then it's high time the truth came out. Those boys deserve to know each other. Liesl deserves to know she had two sons who both made it. Man, I've watched a lot of daytime drama in my day, but this one feels special. It reminds me that no matter how old you get, family secrets still have the power to surprise you, to break your heart, and sometimes, if we're lucky, to heal it too. I'll be right here every day waiting to see what happens next. You watching along with me? Grab your tea, settle in, and let's see if Madeline's chickens finally come home to roost. I've got a feeling it's going to be one wild ride.